Welcome, one and all, to the following segment of enjoyment and an escape from reality. But beware, the show you are about to bear witness to will not hold back when it comes to spoilers, language, and things not appropriate for work or children. If you continue on, we hope that you laugh at the banter, that you are thrilled by the topic of discussion, and marvel at the host's dedication to their craft, because you can only get that type of treatment here at Monster Madness. You have been warned.
This is the record ID for the House of Kylie and Miriam Bucknell. The date is the 18th of March 2013. The time, 2:30 a.m.
What are you doing?
To the restless spirit that lives in this house, what is your business here? Did you leave this world not of your own free will? Is there anyone here today you want to communicate with?
You honestly think somebody's gonna answer?
Maybe they already have.
Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creatures, features, and beyond. I'm Erika, and joined with me is a man who would totally believe me if I told him my house was haunted. My faithful co-host, Matthew.
I would
Hi, Matt.
love if your house was haunted, because that's just another thing in this planet that can give you shit besides me.
Fair. I mean, my childhood home was haunted.
Was it though?
100% it fucking was. We'll get into it. You can find Monster Madness on all your favorite podcasting platforms, social media sites, and things of that nature. Matt does stream video games and drum sessions from time to time, so you can check that out on our Twitch channel. If you'd like to support our show, you could do that in many different ways, such as Patreon, buying merch, and donating to the show, or simply just leaving a review on your podcast provider. Those 5 stars go a long way, and if you decide to write something, we will read it on the show. All links for the aforementioned things will be posted in our show notes. Matt, you got anything? Any housekeeping? Housekeeping?
I never ever do. Like, I appreciate that you give me the opportunity, but I never do.
I do like to give you the floor occasionally.
Don't worry, if I have something to say, I'll find a way to get it in there.
That's what she said. On this week of Monster Madness, we cover 2014's Housebound.
In what was considered one of New Zealand's most brutal murders, Elizabeth Chalmers, or Lizzie as she was more commonly known, had been beaten, bitten, and stabbed over 60 times with a carving fork. Police claim to have multiple suspects, but to date no arrests have been made. After alleged reports of assault against staff and increase in neighbourhood crime, this was the last in a long line of unwanted controversies for the church-owned and operated halfway house, which was forced to finally shut its doors on February 28, 1996. I may have been a bit hasty with my initial investigation. If I had to make a bet, I'd say this place is crawling with NRE.
What?
Negative residual energy. It's what happens when a spirit
I
doesn't...
don't even know the lingo, I just need you to get rid of it.
Well, it's not that simple.
Why'd you say it was?
I didn't. All I said is I could help you figure out what we're dealing with, and now we know. A murdered girl who needs our help.
So what are you suggesting, a seance? You wanna light some candles, play pass the parcel with a fucking dead girl? I don't have time for that.
Kylie, as long as you live in this house, I'm not sure you have a choice.
I do know that in the last episode I said we were going to cover Tusk, but then I did some finagling, and this date came before, and I can't live with myself.
Yay.
This was released first. Next time is Tusk. Next time. I know you're really excited.
I mean, it's fine.
I really hope you fucking love that movie with every fucking fiber of your being. It's not going to happen, but it would be really great for you to eat some crow for once.
Did we skip Hell Baby?
No?
Oh, I forgot I sent it to you But chronologically, it was in 2013.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a bonus at
That's
some
fine.
point.
That's fine. I just pieced it together in real time. If you saw the wheels turning.
I did. Housebound came out in 2014. It is not rated, and it runs from 1 hour and 47 minutes. Oh, I have the official release date. Actually, it was released on March 10th in the United States in 2014 at the South by Southwest Film Festival. It was produced by the company Semi Professional. It was distributed by Almeida Entertainment and Rialto Distribution in Australia. It is directed by Gerard Johnstone and is also written by Gerard. It stars, oh God, I didn't look about the names.
Yeah, let's have fun here.
They're not horrible, but there's a couple that we're gonna, whatever. Now they're New Zealand people. It's New Zealand, so lots of stuff going on. Be kind to me, New Zealand. Morgana O'Reilly, Rima, softball. Rima Tiwiata, that sounds right. Glenn Paul Warrow, Ross Harper, Cameron Rhodes, Ryan Lamp, Mick Ines, Bruce Hopkins, Millen Baird, Wallace Chapman, and David Von Horn, however you want to say that. The tagline for this film is "Terror Gets Domesticated." I'd give that like a B-.
No. It's being
C+?
too generous.
C+.
Well, let's see what the rest of these shit ones are.
No, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's like a C minus at best.
You're just mean. What's the budget?
400. But $400,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, well, yeah, I can see that in some parts. Yeah.
Man, none of these people are known, so it was probably pretty cheap on the.
The only person who is known, I believe, is Rima, who played Miriam Bucknell, the mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's the only person that's really known because I've seen her in something else before. I just can't recall.
Well, she's from the UK. She was in Send a Gorilla. I thought it said Send a Godzilla. I'm like, you probably saw that. You like Godzilla.
I do like Godzilla. Actually, I think it's Cameron Rhodes. He was in one of the Lord of the Rings movies, but like as a small bit. Yeah. But he's from New Zealand. Of course he was in Lord of the Rings.
Good point. She was in 2017's Joyride, which is
Womp womp.
not the remake. Oh no, wait. Or is it? Oh, it's a TV show? Never mind.
You've had this conversation with yourself on air before about Joyride.
Yeah, no, yeah. But yeah, because the 2023 one is not a remake. It was like a Asian comedy movie, but there's also now a Joyride TV show from New Zealand that came out in 2017. Like, think of a fucking new name here, guys.
Riding for Joy.
Cheerful romping.
Candy cane, come on. I love that movie. Anytime we talk about it, I'm like,
Cheerful
I
romping?
watch that. What?
Cheerful romping? You like the movie Cheerful Romping?
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, every time we talk about it, I want to watch that movie because not only do I love Paul Walker, I love Steve Zahn.
Candy cane.
Candy cane, come on.
I want to pop the candy cane.
Bring some pink champagne.
I just realized when this comes out, the Strangers Chapter 2 will be out. So when this episode airs, in between now and then, Chapter 2 of Strangers comes out.
I didn't know that was a thing. I haven't been
July
paying
12th,
attention because
it comes out.
Interesting. I haven't been paying attention to the Strangers franchise because you told me it was not good.
I didn't say it wasn't good. It was the first movie. So I was most looking forward to 2 and 3 where it carries on what happened in 1.
Oh, now that statement makes way more sense.
Sorry.
I was like,
yeah, it's I don't want to say it's a shot for shot, but it is a pretty close reimagining of the original one.
Oh, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, but also it sets up what happens in 2 and 3. And I think that's kind of why it is the way it is, which is fun.
I thought it was a prequel to what happened in the first one.
Mm-mm. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I watched it.
That doesn't mean anything.
They go to a house, they show up, they start fucking with them, people die. Unless like Chapter 3 is a prequel, but I know 2, from what I've seen, takes place directly following the first one. Unless you're thinking of Prey at Night, which is the original second one. That might have been a prequel, but I don't know.
Oh my God, I have no idea.
It's getting fucking confusing, especially when I texted you while I was gone about how there's a Nightmare on Elm Street 8 coming out this year and a new Halloween movie coming out next year that may or may not completely ignore Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, called Halloween Aftermath, that takes place 2 years after 2018. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Nothing. Here's the thing. Nothing matters and nothing matters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, let's just fucking go. I'm going to watch all of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to watch them too, but I'm going to be really, really salty about it.
When are you not salty about it?
When I'm drunk.
No, you're more salty.
Depends.
You're just funnier.
Ooh, good point.
No, I'm just kidding. Lead me into the plot, my friend.
Well, so inflation calculator, $537,060.88.
Big
Which,
inflation.
like I said, the closer to now we get, the less impressive these become. But is what it is. Oh, I went to the Rima thing. Hold on. Me.
Leaving that in.
That's fine. Kylie Bucknell, a troubled young woman, attempts to steal the safe from an ATM, but she fails to escape and is arrested. Due to her history of recidivism, she is sentenced to house arrest for 8 months under the care of her mother, Miriam. Kylie does not get along with either her mother or her stepfather, Graham. A security contractor, Amos, explains that Kylie's ankle monitor will alert the police if she ever leaves the premises of her mother's house. Kylie is further frustrated with when Miriam claims the house is haunted. After a disembodied hand grabs her in the basement, Kylie becomes convinced that an intruder is in the house. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, when she's explaining to Amos what's going on. So turns out Amos is responding to an ankle monitor breach. Amos takes Miriam's suggestion of a haunting seriously, promises to return with ghost hunting equipment. When he's fucking asking the questions and then just like holds the thing up, like I knew it was happening. It was still hilarious to me. After a series of unexplained experiences, Kylie comes to believe there may truly be a ghost in the house. Dennis, Kylie's clinical psychologist, becomes concerned with what he believes to be delusions in Miriam and Kylie. Is this name Graham or Graham?
Really, depending on the accent, I thought it was more of like a Graham, but it can be a Graham.
Well, we're going with Graham. I was trying to think of how it was said in the movie, and I couldn't because in writing it's fucking strange.
Also, I just want to take this little lap of victory real quick. As I've mentioned elsewhere, it's a bit amusing that a third installment in a film franchise that's titled Chapter 1 is actually a prequel to a 2008 original film.
Right.
I.e., The Strangers.
But The Strangers that just came out is Strangers Chapter 1. Next week is Strangers Chapter 2. Then later is Strangers Chapter 3. So as I said,
what I
said before is, unless Chapter 3 is the prequel, which it could be because I don't know anything about it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying
Chapter 1 is the prequel.
That doesn't make any.
Literally,
reread
it's written.
that. Reread that.
It says, it's a bit amusing to have a third installment in a film franchise that's titled Chapter 1. Wait, fuck. Yeah, but Chapter 1 is a prequel to a 2008 film. I don't know why he wrote it like that, but it's a prequel.
So, okay, but I gotta remember where the fuck we are in this movie. But Chapter 2 and 3, so the whole trilogy is a prequel.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, hold on. The Strangers trilogy is not a remake or a reboot, but a relaunch of the franchise. Chapter 1 explores the same concept of the original film with future sequels to reveal the origins of the three masked killers. Despite similarities to the 2008 film, the new trilogy plans to take the franchise to a new I don't know. Continue. I don't know.
It is wildly confusing. You're not wrong. We're both not wrong, but neither of us were really right. Is that better?
Okay, I'll take it. I like it. I'll live with it.
Yeah. Graham reveals that their home was once a halfway house and the site of a horrific murder. They discover evidence of the crime, including an orthodontic retainer. When Kylie and Amos discover that their neighbor uses a retainer, Kylie breaks into the man's house as she attempts to take his retainer. After she flees back home and hides in the basement, she panics and accidentally stabs Graham. Amos attempts to break into her neighbor's house next, but the neighbor says that he is not the killer. That's what they all say.
Yeah.
Tells the story of a young savant, Eugene, whom he adopted. Eugene is an expert at mechanics and electronics and disappeared a year before the killing, though the neighbor believes he is to be responsible. Kylie discovers Eugene's secret hallways in their house and comes face to face with Eugene. After narrowly escaping, Kylie converges with Amos at the police station, and Amos corroborates her wild stories of a serial killer living in hidden passageways. However, the police find no evidence, and Dennis convinces all involved that it would be best if Kylie were institutionalized. Once Dennis reveals that he wears a retainer, Kylie becomes suspicious of him. When he confronts him with evidence that he was an intern at the halfway house, he attempts to kill Miriam and Kylie while incapacitating Amos. Kylie and Miriam flee into secret tunnels where they encounter Eugene. Realizing that their paranormal activity has been Eugene all this time, they are at first frightened but realize that he is friendly. Dennis stabs Eugene, knocks out Kylie, begins to strangle Miriam. Eugene wakes Kylie and hands her a weapon, which he uses to stab Dennis. Eugene throws a switch and high voltage explodes Dennis's head. Sorry. That sentence was written strangely. I'm like, why is there a comma before an and? But here we are. Months later, all have recovered. Amos removes Kylie's ankle monitor, and Eugene has seemingly become an accepted, albeit mostly unseen, member of the household. Yeah. That's all she wrote.
Yeah. That wasn't that many paragraphs. What were you bitching about?
I just like to complain.
Well, that's fair.
Haven't we covered this already?
So, okay. Let's dissect here. What would you do if you found out that there was someone secretly living in the walls of your house?
Jerk them off in their sleep.
Wow, that's aggressive.
I don't fucking know.
What, you would jerk them off in their sleep?
Yeah. No one's going to hate you after they just dumped a hot, sticky load.
Oh, God, I hate everything about that sentence. I hate it so much.
Would you have preferred I said nobody's upset after producing a hot batch?
I don't like the temperature adjectives.
But it's... Okay.
I don't like...
Fine. No one's upset after deploying a load.
That's like 2% better, but I'll take it.
Oh my God. There's just no fucking winning with you.
Oh, okay. You're talking about aggressively assaulting someone who's living in your house.
You know what? If I woke up to someone just going to town on my hog, I wouldn't be upset. I guess it depends on who it is.
That's very single white female of you.
No, I know. Okay, now I'm putting myself in their shoes. I would be so fucking confused as to what is going on.
Wow, I feel so good.
Yeah, and then be like in the...
Oh my God.
What
was the movie? What was the movie that I... Oh, fucking Grandma's Boy, where he's like jerking off and he's like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I can't stop. That's all I was thinking about because I just watched that for the first time.
Did you like that movie? I don't feel like we talked about it enough.
I didn't hate it. I thought I was going to be annoyed by it because I'm not really into that type of humor at this stage of my life. Maybe when I was in high school, I would have enjoyed it more, but I didn't hate it.
You're not better than me.
And no, I'm not. I would never say I'm better than anybody.
No, I still love that movie. Shut up.
There's
Have I never shown you the shirt that I got from that? It's from that movie, but it's like the Matrix print, and it says the Matrix Revolutions, or I think Revolutions. And it's JP, and underneath it says, I'm thinking about getting metal legs. It's a risky procedure, but I think it'll be worth it.
No.
Yeah. That was an impulse purchase that I will not regret ever.
Oh, no. You can't.
No.
How can you? That's classic. I do want to see you wear that, though.
That's fine.
I remember I think it was a podcast I listened to a long time ago where this girl was telling a story about how she had an apartment with her small dog, and occasionally weird things would happen. Like she would have missing food, things would be moved. This one time her apartment sort of flooded, like a pipe burst, and her dog, who was a puppy at the time, was locked in the bathroom and like placed in the tub, which she was like, there's no way he would be able to shut the door and hop in the tub. He was too small. But like whatever it was, it saved the dog from being harmed or whatever. And because I think the dog was caged. It was a very weird circumstance where it made no sense why this dog was in the tub. And more time went by, and I think, and correct, the internet can choose to correct me if I'm wrong or not, but she was taking a shower in her apartment, and in the main bedroom closet, there was, a crawl space hatch, like where you can enter. And she had a sneaking suspicion that someone was coming into her apartment. She didn't realize that someone was literally in her apartment, who had been living in her apartment in the fucking crawl space. It was like the previous tenant, and they didn't want to leave, but they didn't want to pay rent. So they just went up and stayed there. And whenever she would leave, they would go down, get food, hang out with the dog, watch TV, whatever. And then when she would come home from work, they would go back up there, and he saved the dog. But when she was getting in the shower, she noticed, I think it slightly open, and she booked it out of the fucking apartment in a towel. That's horrifying. Every time I see one of these open, anytime I see one of those crawl space entry things, it freaks me the fuck out.
So this is recent?
I want to say 10, 15 years.
Because I just found a news story from May 2nd of 2024.
It happens a lot more than you think. It's
Renter
fucking
says
wild.
heart sank after returning home to find her attic door mysteriously open. There's someone in my house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's hundreds of stories like this where people living in the fucking walls.
Huh.
That is terrifying. I mean, you can't really do it in most modern homes anymore. They don't make the walls as thick anymore. If you look at my walls, they're literally this big. Nobody could fucking live in it.
I could live the entire everything above our house is all open, to the peak of the ceiling. I can go into my garage, stick my head in there, and fucking see this whole. So I could probably live up there.
Do you use it for storage?
Nope. It's not made to be used for anything other than getting heat out.
Okay.
It's just insulation and wide fucking open.
There you go.
I tried putting an antenna up there once, and I was like, I don't think I could legitimately. I don't think I could fit my shoulders through the opening.
Yeah. I mean, but desperate people will do desperate things.
True.
But yeah, I mean, that is just such a terrifying notion, because when I first heard this movie and saw the cover, I was like, okay, it's going to be a movie about a haunted house, whatever. I had zero expectation that it wasn't going to be some sort of ghoul or ghosty or something along that. I had no idea it was going to be some creepy guy who looked like Marv from Home Alone in fucking the walls. That's all I could think about when I saw him. It's literally when Marv gets fucking electrocuted and sandbagged with fucking whatever that was, flour or whatever. When he gets antiqued.
Yeah, antiqued. Fuck yeah. I'm pretty sure it's flour, and then he takes the iron to the face.
Yeah. So good.
My favorite part as a child is when he steps on the nail and just screams and then falls back down the steps. I don't know.
Oh, my favorite part. Anything with Joe Pesci, honestly, is my favorite part. But my favorite Marv is from Home Alone 2. I still to this day hysterically laugh when he gets 3 bricks to the face.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God. It's just so stupid and so funny. And he just sits there and takes it. One brick after another, after another, after another.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Okay, kid. You want to throw bricks? Go ahead, throw another one. If you can't do any better than that, kid, you're gonna lose. Harry, no. You got any more? Come on, Marv, get up. You don't have any more bricks. He's out of them. What? What? Wow. That did it! Nobody throws bricks at me and gets away with it! Come on, Marv, get up! You go this way, I'm going around the back.
I forget.
The joy in
think,
which you're talking about this is a little concerning.
Oh, it's so funny though, because here's the thing: when you think about it realistically, as an adult now, one brick to the face at that height,
You're getting
dead.
the fuck out of the way. Well, that too. I didn't even think
You're
about
fucking
that.
dead.
Yeah.
You're fucking dead as a doornail. But yeah, I mean, at first when I first started this, I didn't care for the film. The girl, genuinely fucking agitated me. But I feel like Kylie, they switched modes at like the perfect time, because if she was going to continue to be like a fucking couch potato piece of shit for much longer, I was like, I literally turned to my girlfriend at one point. I was like, at this point, I don't care if a fucking ghost like drops a chandelier on her head, because she's such a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason they did it though, is like they want you to hate her so that when she takes that turn, then you root for her. Because if she doesn't, if she doesn't ever make that, I'm trying to think of wrestling terms. You can cut all this out, but if she doesn't take that turn for the good, then there's no reason. Like if she's a good person, it doesn't make sense why she was stealing an ATM or why she doesn't like her mom and stepdad. So it's like, I get it, but also kind of like, did we really need that? Maybe not.
I think what agitated me the most is the fact that like if my child was that much of a delinquent and then they in turn treated my house like that shittily and like sat there and ate a whole fucking meatloaf or whatever.
Dude, that was fucking, I thought that was hilarious.
That was great. My favorite parts of this movie though were the interactions between Kylie and her mom though. Just like her mom is so oblivious to everything around her and had perfect comedic timing when just like talking about just like random things and just popping in and out of her, like just like when they thought when they thought Amos was like a burglar, she's like, Kylie, I can't do this, my knees. Like you're trying to hide instead of getting murdered. But it was very realistic in the sense of this is how I would react in this situation most likely.
Yeah, there was a lot of like moments of subtle comedy, but how someone may actually react that I think made the movie a lot funnier than it really had any reason to be. Not in a bad way. Just like they could have very easily taken all those lines out and you just have a straight not great horror movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if it lacked that type of back and forth, it would not have been as good. But I enjoyed it the most because the reactions that both of them had, I would be like, yeah, that would be me. Like finally you have a girl who, okay, we think someone's breaking into the house. Fine, I'm going to grab the closest thing and I'm going to hit this fucker over the head with it continuously until they're down. And I'm going to do whatever I can to make these people believe that there's someone living in the walls or whatever the fucking thing is, or, you know, so-and-so is the killer actually. But either which way, I enjoyed it a lot. But on that note, we're going to get to some monster minutias. I actually don't think I'm pronouncing minutia right.
What?
I gotta be honest with you. I heard someone else pronounce it in an audiobook I was listening to the other day. I don't even want to try, but I googled it and then I hit the little microphone so I could hear. It's minutia. It bothers me when people pronounce.
How did this other person say it?
Like minutia.
Yeah, fuck that person.
Okay, good.
That's like the guy on Instagram who says shit wrong and it's a tortilla.
I hate that guy.
Once you get past the fact that he's doing it just for yucks, then it's a little better because he has some decent recipes. But I'm not blaming you.
Sometimes the yucks are not there for me, man. It's like, there's this fucking Instagram account that I can't stand, but it keeps popping up because I always look at food shit. It's this guy. It's like Fireman 1231, and he cooks for. He's like cooking lunch for 4 hungry firemen.
Yep.
And it's literally the most disgusting food. And I'm like,
have you stumbled across the one that's like making a midnight snack for my blue collar 60-year-old husband? And it's just like a fucking pan of oil. And then she'll put like frozen cheeseburgers in it and then crack an egg and then fries. And then it's like a shitload of salt. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
if it's next time I see one, I'm gonna send it to you. But it's like, if that is real, good fucking lord. But I think at this point, so much of Instagram and the internet is just for like shock value and laughs that I don't believe a thing anymore.
And fully fake. It was like, oh my
Mhm.
God, I live for people getting called out for their fake bullshit or
Mhm.
like staged videos. It was like this bitch was walking down the street in, I think, Norway or the Netherlands, and she's just like, it's 8:15 on a Sunday morning, and she's like, and nobody's outside. She's like, I love the culture of this country because it's just like everybody's just relaxing at home. And literally the first comment was like, yeah, I'm from here. You're on a bar street. Why would anybody be walking down the bar street at 7 a.m. on a fucking Sunday morning?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, everything's closed, but nice try. Go 2 streets over, everybody's awake.
Yeah, eat a dick, Sharon.
I love it. I love that everybody on the internet's getting called out. I can't fucking stand the staged couple videos. Like there's this
Mhm.
one, oh my God. There's this one where it's this couple from Utah. I want to say that their first video wasn't staged because like you can kind of tell that the camera, I think the phone is kind of hidden. And this dude accidentally grabbed a Four Loko at a 7-Eleven, and he was confused why the guy ID'd him because he doesn't drink because he's from Utah and he's probably Mormon. And he's like, I drove home from the gym. What the fuck is like? What are you like? Why are you freaking out? And because she was like, did you drive home drinking that? And he's like, yeah. Why? What is it? It's like some fruit thingy. I don't know. I've never actually drank a Four Loko, so I don't know what they taste like. But they're like, read the label. And he's like, 12% alcohol or whatever it is. He's like,
Mhm.
wait, this has alcohol in it? And then the video cuts. Then every video preceding that is just like, show it, like pranking my wife on this or revealing this to my wife. It's just so fake. Like you don't see you don't see your phone propped up on a tripod. Really? It
Yeah.
fucking annoys me so much. My favorite is when you can tell that they don't have their phone on them, that they're literally just holding the fucking phone case. Pay attention next
Fuck
time.
you. You just ruined everything for me.
I know, I'm sorry. But
No, it's
either which
fine. I
way.
live for that shit. Yeah, I saw it, and this is not really on line with yours, but it was like a fucking redneck dude, and it just said running for shit in 2024. And the best statement he made, he goes, if you say something bad about someone on the internet, you have to fist fight them in person.
Beautiful.
I know. Like, yeah, I mean, if you want to fight someone, be ready to fight someone.
Yeah, a lot of what is that? Like those internet, fucking trolls
Pussies?
that just think
Oh.
that, but like they like that. Just there's that internet toughness. Like these shit you're
Keyboard
not gonna
warriors.
say. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my God, I couldn't fucking think of it. And like there are some things that aren't staged. Like I follow this girl on Twitch and her Instagram, like Cheer Girl or something. She's a queer gamer, and she'll post like when she goes into like Call of Duty, like rounds or whatever, and they find out she's a girl, and like they just fucking attack her like verbally, and it's just like, what the like, what is your problem? It's always like, get back in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, bitch, and she fucking like murders them in Call of Duty, which I love, but.
At the end of the day, she's still playing Call of Duty, so queer, straight, otherwise, it's not a great game.
Meh. And she's probably getting more pussy than anybody. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, her life is way cooler than mine right now.
Oh, God. Monster minutiaes. This film won the Fresh Blood Audience Award in 2014 at the Germany Fantasies Film Festival. The film's official site, back when I think most films had official sites, stated that with this movie, actress Rima Tiwata made her first big screen comedy comeback in over 15 years. So I was correct. She was a comedian beforehand. And it shows because she's fucking stellar. The location of the house is a little bit of a mystery. The characters say that they are on the Twin Coast Highway, which means they are somewhere north of Auckland, but the library books show a postcode of 4702, which is much further south. The Picture's official site described this horror comedy movie as a high-concept film with a very low budget. The Hello Moto song played frequently in this movie is an old Motorola ringtone. I had that ringtone.
I think the first thing I did anytime I had a Motorola phone was turn that the fuck off. But it was super fucking annoying in this movie.
I think that was just like my ringtone for ever.
Well, that was
I
back in the day when you cared about having a ringtone. Like, I
right.
do not turn my phone off of vibrate unless I don't have my watch on these days.
I don't even have my phone on vibrate. Everything is silent. I'll look at my phone eventually. I don't even have my watch on right now. Look, you can see the tan line.
I take mine off when I'm on the lawn so I don't get tan lines. So that's a huge problem.
It's literally from me driving.
Oh, Jesus.
It's because that's where my hand is.
That's your party hand?
Right on the sun. Yeah, that's my party hand. Hello Moto. Fucking great. I'm gonna insert that into the episode. The movie was funded and financed through the New Zealand Film Commission's escalator scheme. I don't know what that means, but congratulations to get your money. Kylie's court-appointed counselor or psychiatrist Dennis also played Farmer Maggot in The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. Debut theatrical feature film written and directed by television director Gerard Johnstone. And finally, actor Glenn Paul Warrow, who played Amos, previously collaborated with the writer-director Johnstone on an episode of the Jackie Brown Diaries. Not a lot of minutiae, but we had them still.
True.
There's a couple. But yeah, we're going to move on to the next segment is the yay, nay, or slay. I'm going to give this a yay. I really enjoyed it. I laughed quite a bit. I want to watch it again. I'm sad. I usually rewatch the movies again the day of recording, but I didn't have time today, unfortunately. But I will be rewatching this soon. I thought it was really funny. I think it had a perfect balance of, at least in the beginning, definitely had the creep factor when you're trying to figure out if it's a ghost or what is actually going on. But then when it switches to the more comedy side, it's awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll yay it.
Begrudgingly.
I will watch it again. I'm not gonna fucking beat any doors down to watch it again, but that's not like a bad thing.
No.
It ended up being better than I thought it would be, because this is something, I can't remember who told me to watch it a while ago, and I just never did. And then you made me watch it because that's your superpower, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
Can I have a different superpower?
What is that? Being a pain in the ass?
No, I already do that. I would love. I don't know. Here's the thing. The issue with me is if I got a superpower, I would be 100% a villain.
Yeah,
or
we
kind
all
of
would.
Robin Hood-esque, because I would steal from the rich and give to the poor, and the poor is myself.
I'd steal to the rich and give to the poor. That's just me.
No, I totally would. If I could like have the ability like Kitty Pryce. No, what the fuck is her name? Shadowcat in fucking X-Men. If I could just walk, what the fuck is her name? Hold on.
Nightcrawler?
No, fucker.
That's why I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, if I could Kitty Pryde this shit, Kitty Pryde.
Oh.
I should know that. If I could Kitty Pryde this shit and walk straight into a bank, I would be like, gadoop, and grab that money and go.
28 skidoo.
Skedaddle. But yeah, I would totally do that. What would put, like, okay, question. How bad do things have to be for you to be like, I'm going to live in the walls?
I don't know. Give it 6 months and we might find out.
Oh, God. Don't say that.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
I can't because I am not in charge of the future.
I'm not sure.
Okay, would you rather be homeless or live in the walls?
If I have to like hide and sneak around and shit, living in the walls kind of sucks.
A little
But
bit.
being homeless and exposed to the elements at all times and like... I would rather live in the walls because then I could steal your snacks when you're not home. I don't know how...
You know I always have snacks.
Well, right. And I don't know how bad something would need to get for that to happen. Shit would have to get pretty bad because it's like I can't even fathom like what would need to take place for that to be something that I need to do.
If I had to live in the walls, I would at least trim my fingernails, unlike Eugene. But, you know, what are you going to do? His fingernails were disgusting. You have to have some pride in yourself.
No, I don't disagree. I just...
You can't steal a pair of nail clippers? Like, come on now. His makeup was pretty bad. That was the only thing I was just like...
Well, it was a low-budget movie.
Yeah. But, like, even if you lived in a house and didn't go outside, you wouldn't be... Like, yeah, you'd be very pale. But I don't think you'd be that pale.
Well, and that's the thing, is they're trying to, like, oversell everything, and I get it. I get what you're trying to accomplish, but maybe you went a little too far.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Fuckers. I don't know. I just wanted to yell.
Allegedly have a lot of items on the docket for does it fuck? Do they fuck?
It's not
does
allegedly.
It fuck? It's not alleged.
Yeah. I'll have to work through everything. Well, I got, so oddly enough, I had some deviled eggs at a brewery at Potomac Ridge Brewing, which apparently everything in West Virginia is just the Civil War, which I'm not surprised about, but didn't really put two and two together. That shit was really good. We went to a place called Rad Pie, which was a pizza place. I sent you a picture of that pizza. That thing fucked so goddamn hard that I almost made him go back the next day.
Oh yeah.
I DoorDashed for the first time. That fucks pretty hard. But could turn in, like, be very dangerous if I did it. Like, had more. So for backstory, to DoorDash to my house, it's like a $9 delivery fee, and a cheeseburger would be $30, and it would take an hour to get here. So it's like, it's just not worth it.
T for timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an Amazon Prime account?
Yeah.
Grubhub does free delivery through Amazon Prime now.
Grubhub doesn't come out here.
Are you sure?
No. I don't need the ability for food to be brought to me, is really the case.
I'm just saying.
No, and I appreciate it.
What if you were sick and you're like, Daddy wants some soup?
I like how you said it and couldn't even get all the way through it. But have you met me? Like, even if I'm sick, I'll fucking go to the store and make it. Like, I cannot sit still.
Okay, fucking truth time. I did not feel good the other day. I literally fucking Grubhubbed Gatorade and Pepto to myself.
When I was in Buffalo, I DoorDashed Tim Hortons from across the street because I didn't want to go outside.
Yeah, there's a Walgreens right around the corner from my house. I was like, nope, I'm not going. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
So I can get Grubhub to my house, Quick Trip, Subway, Burger King, one sports bar, two sports bars for $7.50 delivery fee. And it'll take Subway's down the street and it still says 35 to 50 minutes. The pizza place is 40 to 55 minutes. Burger King is 45 to 60 minutes. Stoneyard is, which is another bar, 35 to 50. Quick Trip, 35 to 50. It's not worth it. Like, I could get there and back to all of these in less time than it would take for it just to get here.
Okay, fine.
You know what you get what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't feasibly make a ton of sense.
Whatever.
Anyways, that and the fucker didn't bring my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar.
That's not his fault.
I know. I didn't know that was an option, but once he pointed it out in my drinking rage, I
don't come at Jordy like that.
Quelled my fury. Yeah, so that pizza at Rad Pie was really fucking good. The beer at Potomac Ridge Brewing was pretty good. Deviled eggs were good. We got barbecue. We got DoorDash barbecue. It was decent. Their cornbread fucked pretty hard. Brisket was decent. I had like hot sausage. That was pretty fucking good. I had cornbread for breakfast the next day. Got on an airplane. Ate a pizza and wings. First thing I did was eat wings when I got to Buffalo. After going to a liquor store, found out that Glitter and I are 3 days apart in age. Did not know that.
Oh,
I knew our birthdays were 3 days apart. Didn't realize we were born the same year. The lady at the Wegmans, their grocery stores, which are insane. Like I've told you about festivals here, on steroids. And apparently their sushi fucks super hard, but we didn't there was just too much shit to do. So that's a next time thing. You can buy like Bill's garage signs and shit in this grocery store. It was wild. But so we went and we got booze and then went to, I think it was called De Niro's Pizza. That was good. Wings were decent. And then we went to a bar called the Gypsy Palace, which is where Summers had her burlesque show, and they have their signature drink is called Gypsy Juice, which they're like, maybe only have 2. And holy shit, I only had 2 and then switched to beer, and I was super fucking drunk.
So I should have a sip of one.
Yeah. And it was like a tiny cup, but it was really, they're like, you just put whatever booze you want in it, and it tastes like fruit punch. And they were not wrong.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah. And then Tim Hortons fucks really hard. I haven't had that in years. I got coffee and like a breakfast bagel and a burrito. Like it was Timbits. Then we went to Bar
I've
Bill.
always wanted to try those.
Yeah, they're really, really fucking good. They're just donut holes, but on crack and like different flavors. So this is where it fucked the hardest. So we went to Bar Bill, which is obviously a Bill's bar. Beef on whack, which is roast beef on some special roll. Fucked stupid hard. You put a little horseradish on it. Jizzed in my pants.
Ooh.
Their wings fucked super hard. Cajun dry rub. Pizza logs. That shit fucks terribly hard. It's just like wonton wrappers with mozzarella cheese and pepperoni inside.
Nice.
Go what?
I said nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then Tony broke his foot basically, and then they had made me do a shot. We went to this bar called the Mary Shelley, which is like a gothic art. It's like a gothic bar, and I don't know what
Shelley
it's called.
makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know what the drink was called, but it was root beer and absinthe.
Root beer and absinthe?
Yeah.
Can you say root beer again?
Root beer? It's not
Okay,
root
okay.
beer. It's root beer.
ROOT. Root.
Root.
How do you say roof?
Roof.
Roof.
Roof. Yeah, I'm gonna go up on the roof.
Calm down, Scooby.
What? It's the Wisconsin accent. And then they made me do a shot of something called Krupnik, which I had to ask the next day what it was because I couldn't remember for a lot of reasons. And then that Jim Steakout that I mentioned to you is just like a chopped chicken and steak with buffalo sauce sub that I had at 1 a.m. and was undoubtedly the icing on the cake of why I felt so awful Sunday morning. But I got to meet Glitter's dog and her cat. Weirdest fucking cat ever. I sent you pictures. And then Summer's dog.
So many animals to love.
I came home and Barf was like straight up fucking interrogating me. Like, where have you been? Like, you smell like a lot of others. I couldn't. Alyssa just stood there. She's like, have a hug. I'm like, this dog will not get out of my way. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he's getting to the bottom of this one.
Your wife asked you for a hug. Look at that. That's so sweet.
She asked me to hug almost every day.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like the type. And
really?
I mean that lovingly.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
She busts your balls so well, 99.98% of the time. That little bit when she's like, can I? That's so sweet. I love that.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm in the group chat with you guys. I see how she relentlessly just fucking comes at you.
She's a different person behind closed doors. But I don't remember the extent of the conversation to a point where the next morning I was like, I hope I didn't make an ass on myself. But I was talking to Karma, the owner of Mary Shelley. And because she sits there with their dog Orlock, and Orlock is the fucking greatest thing. And Summers had sent me pictures of him and told me about him. So I like walked in, I'm like, fucking Orlock. And it's a tiny bar, and I'm Wisconsin drunk. So I'm like petting the dog or whatever. And I was talking to Karma, and then I don't really recall how we got to this point, but I just made a comment about our dogs. I was like, oh, I got Wicket and then Barf and then something. And she just goes, your wife sounds like the best. I want to meet her. I was like, oh, I'll bring her with next time. And then I had to text Summers and be like, I don't know what I said. And she goes, well, I walked in and Karma says, he's adorable. Bring him back. I'm like, okay, well, at least I didn't make an ass out of myself. But
yeah.
Can
vouch your wife is awesome.
No, she's the fucking best. She's just so introverted that you got to get through that wall first. And I get it.
I mean, it took years.
It took me a while. It took me sawing down a tree.
There you go. But that's so manly and tough and just like
booze driven. We're going back to the scene of the crime on Friday for Meat Jam.
Oh yeah, Meat Jam.
Yeah, went Meat Jam shopping today. So there's gonna be a lot of fuckable things next time because we're trying a couple new recipes.
Ooh, any of my suggestions?
I don't remember. Jalapeno popper dip.
I always suggest that.
Yeah. Larry's wife makes a really good potato salad. We're gonna deep fry bacon.
How does she make her potato salad?
I don't know. I can tell you on Friday. She hasn't made it in a couple years, but I remember it was very good.
Okay.
It's got potatoes and white stuff, and Jasper's on vacation back there.
What?
Just fucking.
God damn.
That was awesome. he was doing that when I stopped and said something. Like fucking.
For the listeners, because I'm not fucking taking out, my cat Jasper is literally has his leg
Behind his head.
tantric yoga style behind his fucking head and shoulder, and he's licking his asshole so aggressively. Now he's biting his nails.
Get it, bud.
In my house, in my kitchen, my cabinets, there's a space like before it hits the ceiling. It's like a good foot. And like I'll just like toss like extra bags of chips up there or like whatever. Like it's basically storage. Don't ever just look up in my kitchen. And he will come in there, and if the girls are awake and loud and causing a ruckus, he'll sit up there and kind of just observe all the chaos. And the other day I'm making dinner and I just hear, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I like look around and he's aggressively licking his literal ball sack because there's nothing in him. He's neutered and just going to town above me. And I'm like, can you not? Like, I'm making food. Like, chill. Simmer down now.
That's fucking.
He's so crazy.
Awesome.
Last night, I thought my girlfriend was giving me a back massage at like 2:00 in the morning. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I wake up and it's him kneading my back so aggressively hard. I was like, wait, keep going. I was like, don't stop. That actually felt really good. And then I woke up to him fucking scratching the shit out of my hand. It's a give and take relationship. He's the best.
Man, what a fucking abusive relationship you have there.
It really is. We silently fought in the hallway the other day because when I put my kids to bed, I sit at the top of my steps in case, because my youngest always gets up and knocks on the door and she's just like, can I have one more hug? And I'm like, yes, of course. So it's like a 5 to 10 minute ritual, and I'll just like doom scroll on my phone until I know for sure that they're both asleep and don't need anything. And now he realizes that routine, so he'll come in the hallway and like sit next to me. And I guess I was not giving him enough attention, so he just did the cat boop at me, and I did it back. And then just for like 5 seconds straight, we just kept going back and forth, just very silently. I was like, can you fucking stop? Like, why are we fighting right now?
Fucking wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's the best cat, though. He is the best.
Sure sounds like it.
He's the type of animal that I've always wanted an animal or companion that gives me love and shows me affection and then just fucks off. And that's exactly what he does. He, there's a certain time of a month that I take certain naps during the day because I get tired. And he is like the best nap buddy. He knows when I lay on the couch to come, and he'll literally just lay right on my chest and he'll purr very aggressively, which is oddly calming. And I just zonk the fuck out. It's the best nap I've ever had. And I'm a fucking allergic to cats. A lot of Zyrtec in this house, but either which way. So cats, they fuck if you get a good one. That's all I really got. My does it fuck is like, it's so out of left field, not including Jasper aggressively licking his balls behind me. But, well, one, Pringles. I rediscovered my love of Pringles this last week. They were 3 for $10 at Target, and I was like, all right.
I completely forgot that you had asked me about Pringles. I just got those super spicy ones and the chili cheese fries ones. Like, of course Pringles fuck.
I don't think you told me about that. Did you?
I could have swore I sent you a picture because it's the Minecraft TNT hot ones.
I don't think you did.
I know I sent it to Dylan.
Wow.
Usually I send it to both of you all the time.
I mean, honestly, you could have, and I just forgot. We talk about a lot of things.
Well, there's that, and it really put my fucking liver through the ringer the past couple days.
I rediscovered my love of Pringles, so that's a small does it fuck. But honestly, okay, so this is really weird. I watched this documentary the other day, a couple weeks ago, called The Barkley Marathon. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It is arguably the hardest endurance race that a person can do. It is literally a 60-hour competition that only 40 people can partake in.
You left a pretty important part of the name of the documentary off.
Oh yeah, I forgot what it was because I've watched a couple of them.
The race that eats its young.
There it is. There's also one where dreams go to die.
Jesus Christ.
So basically, it's a 60-hour race. It's allegedly 100 miles, but it's actually 130 miles. You have to do a 5 loops that equate to 130 miles in a I think it's Frozen Head State Park in Tennessee. The weather can be anything from sunny, kind of chilly because they do it, I believe, in March, to snow, to rain, to whatever fucking weather Tennessee decides to do. You have to complete this race 130 miles within 60 hours. You do one loop, like he changes it every year. You have to do these loops in whatever order he says. Like you have to start clockwise or you go counterclockwise because it's a full circle, obviously. Within the race, you have to collect pages from books that are hidden throughout the woods. And it's insane. It's not necessarily about like your ability as an ultra runner. It's more so your ability to endure being a completely wide awake for over 60 hours to navigate through the woods, because at a certain point you start hallucinating. I have it on my Plex. If you get bored and you want to see something like a crazy, just random documentary, I would watch it. I believe it's also on Amazon Prime for free if you have an Amazon TV video thing. But it has gotten me so into the methods behind ultra running. Like, I don't think I'll ever be an ultra runner, but I do like hiking. I do love I'm starting to really like running and stuff like that because, one, it's good for you, and allegedly from my doctor, it's really good to prevent osteoporosis, and just all around mental health and stuff like that. I mean, running has all of the benefits. So I'll give a shot at it. What?
I'm not sure how new the documentaries are that you watched, but did you see that a female finally finished it
This year? Yeah.
Did you see the time?
Yeah, she had 99 seconds left.
Yep.
Before the cutoff. The cutoffs are insane. Only I think she's the 17th finisher, between 17 and 19th person to finish it. A few people have finished it multiple times. An ultra runner, an athlete named Jared Campbell, has finished it, I believe, 3 times, and in the four times.
Yeah, he finished again this year.
God damn, he's the only. Well, then he's the person to finish it the most.
Mm-hmm.
He's an incredible ultra runner. I've also been like really obsessed with the Appalachian Trail lately. I've been watching a lot of documentaries on that.
Are you 45 years old all of a sudden?
No, but I'm really getting into hiking. If I have to add, like, does it fuck? Hiking fucks. I've been really enjoying like getting out and just being outside and just kind of just like reconnecting, honestly, because this world fucking blows. And I'm just trying to do like all of the things that I enjoy now. And obviously this podcast is one of them. And just stepping away and being outside really helps with like all of my fucking shit. And the Appalachian Trail, I would love to do that. You don't have to be like a through hiker who literally spends 6 months of their life hiking the Appalachian Trail, but I would love to section hike it, like once a year, go to the beginning, and then each year make my way up all the way to Maine, from Georgia to Maine. I think that would be incredible. There's a guy who ultra ran the Appalachian Trail, and I think he did it in 46 days. That's 2,100 miles in 46 days of just straight running. That's insane. That, to me, that's crazy. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, does it fuck? For me, hiking and this new obsession I have with ultra running that started out as a joke is now not a joke. I'm actually quite obsessed with it. Because I was telling my girlfriend and Jackie about it. And they're like, are you fucking serious? Like, you really want to like start getting into this? I was like, no, I'm just kidding. But the more I watch this shit, I'm like, maybe I want to fucking do this.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it seems insane. Please don't die, I guess.
No, I would never do something like the Barkley because I think that that's quite insane. I know I ask you to watch a lot of things, but just maybe pop it on if you get bored, because it is quite fascinating, like the obsession that these people have. And like there's a guy in that who's kind of like a mid-athlete, and he's attempting it for the first time because he's what they call a virgin at the Barkley Marathon. And it's just what these people go through to do it is crazy. And and every time someone finishes, which the last few years there have been multiple finishers, Laz, the guy who created it and continues to run it, makes it that much harder the next year. He always adds something else the next year.
It's fucking unreal that people want to do this shit.
Yeah, that's extreme. I mean, I'll watch the shit out of it, but I don't ever want to do that. I don't want to be miserable. I just want to see how far I can push myself, if that makes sense. And I also like to be fit.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, but
I just want to do like I just want to get a medal for like 1 5K in my life. I don't think that's too much to ask. If I could do a 5K, I think I'll feel accomplished. That's not ultra running at all, but
no,
if I could do
not at all.
A marathon, that'd be
Fuck that.
fucking crazy. That'd be great. You know, run 26 miles, 26.2 miles.
I've fully run 1 5K, but I've participated in multiple. No thanks.
Did you finish all of them?
Technically, yeah. But we did the Warrior Dash a bunch of years, which is like
That counts.
right,
You
but I
didn't
didn't run
just
the
do
whole
one.
thing. The zombie mud run we did one time, and that was the only one that I like ran the whole way.
You don't have to run the whole way to consider like, oh yeah, I ran a 5K. I consider that you finished them all.
So I think I did 3 then.
There you go.
There was one like 6 weeks before our wedding that Alyssa was very worried about me doing.
Why?
Because it was a Warrior Dash. So you like fucking climb through. Like we watched a lady snap her ankle in the first one I did. Like she slid down a hill and fucking hit her ankle on the way into this mud pit and broke it. Yeah.
Yikes. No, thank you for that. Yeah, like in the Barkley marathons, there's this section because he breaks it up in sections and like they're all named something like humorous or, you know, this section particular that I'm talking about is called Rat Jaw. I don't know why. I forget why he calls it Rat Jaw, but it's basically a briar and all of this shit just like slices up your legs as you go up and down it. So like there was this one guy who had like this epic gash like just on his thigh. And again, you still have to keep running and going and going if you want to say like, hey, I finished it. And most people fucking drop out. In the one documentary I watched, it took these two people 8 hours to do the first loop. And then there were some people that it took 32 hours to come back from the first loop. They got so lost.
No.
Well, there's 32 hours between when they left and when they were like, hey, we came back, we're done. Because they probably stopped, they slept, they ate their snacks, and then they were just like, I guess we'll find our way back.
Man, that's fucking... I mean, to each their own. I just, like, yeah, I mean, okay. I've done shit that people are probably like, well, that's stupid, but whatever. I like it. Okay.
I think there are definitely, like, extremes, but I'm excited for my journey. Like, I biked 10 miles today. I'm trying to get...
Strange flex, but okay.
It's not that much of a flex.
No, biking 10 miles is... I don't want to say it's not hard, but it is relatively doable.
Oh, yeah. It's significantly easier than running 10 miles, which I just didn't have time to do. And my knee was bothering me, so I was like, I'll just...
Some of us have issues running a mile, so let's fucking calm her down.
I think you'd be fine.
I can't mentally do it because I just get in my head and then it start to get tired and then I'm like, well, this is fucking awful. Why are you doing this? So myself is my biggest competition when I do a lot of this stuff because it's like, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? This is dumb.
Your mental block is like, what am I trying to say? Because I'm tired. Like that's kind of just everything in life. Like if you can get over the mental hurdle.
But when it comes to like working out, it's a thing that I've always had issues with. Like,
but you also can squat like 500 pounds, right?
I don't think I could anymore, but at one point, yes.
Could and have.
Right.
I maybe have squatted 100 pounds, and I was like, oh my god.
Fucking yeah! I don't warm up with anything less than 2 plates. Well, a plate on each side, so 135.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I couldn't even get that plate on the thing if I wanted to.
trying to think. The thing I'm doing right now has I did 100 curls, 100 tricep extensions, and then 60 delt raises, forward, side, lateral, and back. And that's just the end of it. That was after a bunch of close. Yeah, it was awful. Like my arms are going to be really, because I didn't work out for a week. And I was just like, fucking party. You got to work off all those wings and beer. Yeah. Tomorrow's going to suck.
You might be all right.
I mean,
It's
I'll
the
live.
second day. Not necessarily tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, you're going to be like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, the next day that I'm going to lift. Yeah. Thursday.
Yep.
Is what it is.
Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Monster Madness, I think. Matt's yawning. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I had some French fries. That's about it.
Me either. And I'm rewatching the Osbournes for whatever reason.
I watched a lot of the Osbournes Wanna Believe in the hotel room because it was just on 24 hours a day.
What the fuck
Where
was
it's
it?
Jack Osbourne and both of his parents, and then they're watching.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
They have like a new podcast again.
Of course.
Where and I keep seeing clips of it where they were rewatching old episodes of the show. So I acquired the show and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this fucking show.
And how MTV paid Ozzy extra to stutter and sound like a fucking idiot, and Jack was like super overweight and addicted to a ton of drugs, and Kelly looked normal, and now her face is all like plastic surgerized.
And Ozempic.
Yeah.
And
shit's
Sharon.
real.
Oh my God. Sharon is fucked up looking.
Yeah, they're all lunatics.
Yep. But it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Next time on Monster Madness, we are actually going to be covering Tusk. That's not a lie this time. To Matt's
Boo.
excitement. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to our random escapades and wing eating and ultra running dreams. We love you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.
It wasn't even my idea, it was your father's. He knew they'd want rid of the place as quickly as possible, so he made them a cash offer. And he had some idea about moving the place off-site and restoring it somewhere else and then subdividing the section off to the neighbours or something. Look, I don't remember the details exactly, but the way he explained it to me, we would have got twice what we paid for it.
You knew a girl was murdered in my room and you still let me live in it?
It wasn't an ideal situation, but as I said, it was only supposed to be short-term.
Ideal? She was stabbed 67 times with a meat fork.
Listen, when you start working and you have to pay bills of your own, we'll see how quick you are to snub your nose at a bargain.
Hello, Moto.